Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about cavity liners. In last lecture we talked about cavity varnishes and first watch the video of the cavity varnishes and then only watch this video. In this video I am not going to explain in detail about pulp protection. In last lecture we studied about it. So I will just tell you about the composition, properties and manipulation and other types of liners. So cavity liners. A cavity liner is used like a cavity varnish to provide a barrier against passage of irritants from cements or other restorative materials and to reduce the sensitivity of freshly cut dentin. So I have told you that cavity varnishes are just like the nail paint. If we apply nail paint on our nail, then after some time the liquid of the nail paint will evaporate and it will leave thin film on our nails. So they are just like the cavity varnishes. So if we apply cavity varnish on the cavity walls, after some time we see that the solvent will evaporate and there will be the thin film of the cavity varnishes. So cavity liners are same as the cavity varnishes and they will provide barrier against the passage of irritants from the cement and other restorative material, and to reduce the sensitivity of freshly cut dentin we can use the cavity liners. They are usually suspensions of calcium hydroxide in volatile solvent. So remember this is the MCQ type of question. So they are calcium hydroxide in a volatile solvent. Upon the evaporation of the volatile solvent, the liner forms a thin film on the prepared surface. So just like the cavity varnishes, they will also form the thin film after the evaporation of the volatile solvent. So it is supplied in solutions in bottles, powder and liquid, and paste in tubes. So it is available in various form in the market. It is we can use solutions in the bottles. We have powder and liquid system. We can use paste which are present in the tube. So now the composition of cavity liner. So suspensions of calcium hydroxide in an organic liquid. So they are suspensions of calcium hydroxide in the organic liquid such as methyl ethyl ketone or ethyl alcohol, acrylic polymer beads or barium sulfate calcium monofluorophosphate. So they are the suspensions of the calcium hydroxide in the organic solvent. So remember the composition of cavity liners. Now the properties of cavity liners. Like varnishes, cavity liner neither possesses mechanical strength nor provide any significant thermal insulation. So they will also not provide any mechanical strength and they will not provide thermal insulation. The calcium hydroxide liners are soluble and should be applied at the margins of the restorations. Fluoride compounds are added to some cavity liners in an attempt to reduce the possibility of secondary caries around permanent restorations and to reduce sensitivity. So we will apply the cavity liners at the margins of the restorations, and we can incorporate fluoride in the cavity liner. And we know that fluoride has anti-cheirogenic property. Anti-cheirogenic means the property which will prevent the caries. So if we have cavity liner with fluoride, so it will prevent the caries. So fluoride releasing calcium liners are very useful for preventing secondary caries. And manipulation. Cavity liners are fluid in consistency and can be easily flowed or painted over the dentinal surfaces. The solvents evaporate to leave thin film residue that protects the pulp. The paste form is applied in the cavity and then light cured. So we know that after the application of cavity liner, after some time we will see the thin film because the solvent which is present in the cavity liner will evaporate, and this thin film will protect the freshly cut dentin and will protect the pulp. And other liners present are some other materials have been claimed as liner. These are type 3 glass ionomer and ZOE. So type 3 glass ionomers and ZOE cavity liners are also present. So in last lecture I have told you that we have, for the pulp protection we can use cavity liner, varnishes or base. So what in which condition we can use cavity liner, or in which condition we can use varnishes or base? So main situation is that I have told you, and this is very important situation. If the remaining dentin thickness is more than 2 mm, is 2 mm or more than 2 mm, we can use cavity varnishes. If remaining dentin thickness is in between is less than 2 mm but more than 0.5 mm, then we can use bases. And if remaining dentin thickness is less than 0.5 mm, then we have to use the cavity liner. So this is the situation in which we can use cavity liner, varnishes and base. So remember the difference and various situations in which we can use this liners, varnishes and bases for the pulp protection. So pulp protection is very important step, and this is the last video of the pulp protection. Please watch the last lecture of the cavity varnishes and then only watch this video. Thank you so much.